If you're out here with us, we need to at least put 2 of these in your car, please. Alright, so this guy took us on this long chase. He says that it's not because he has any warrants, he doesn't have anything in the vehicle or anything. He's just saying that he had a bad day today and he didn't want to stop.
There's a moment right before chaos breaks loose where everything still feels normal. Traffic lights are green, radios crackle with routine chatter. Officers are calm, focused, almost relaxed, and then something shifts. A single command gets repeated. A voice tightens. A breath catches mid-sentence. Body cameras don't capture fear the way humans feel it. They capture it in hesitation, in unfinished sentences, footsteps hitting pavement. Tonight, we're not looking at polished press releases or clean police reports. We're stepping inside raw, unfiltered moments. Seconds where decisions had to be made faster than thought, where one wrong move could turn fatal. These are encounters where officers didn't know who was armed, who was lying, or who might run. All they knew was that something was about to go very wrong. And Wisconsin has seen some of the most intense body cam footage ever recorded. It starts like dozens of other traffic stops, a vehicle spotted, a direction called out, backup quietly staging. Then the driver accelerates. Suddenly, the radio explodes with overlapping voices. Still south on 37, wrong lane, eastbound Wisconsin. The car isn't just fleeing, it's challenging traffic itself, drifting into oncoming lanes as if headlights don't exist. Speeds climb past 70, then 80. Officers try to control the scene, calling positions, coordinating units, but the suspect doesn't slow. He escalates, spike strips are deployed, and for a brief second, it works. Tires shred, rubber tears away from rims, but instead of surrendering, the driver keeps going. Sparks fly beneath the car, metal grinds against asphalt. The vehicle begins to wobble, yet still refuses to stop. This is where pursuits become dangerous, not just for officers, but for every uninvolved driver nearby. Without warning, the car jerks toward a side street. Doors fling open, 3 figures explode out of the vehicle, and suddenly the chase isn't on wheels anymore, it's on foot. Show your hands. Get on the ground. One had a backpack. Officers split directions instinctively. One suspect runs west, another bolts east. The driver stumbles, then keeps running. There's no time to think, only react. One suspect trips. An officer closes distance in seconds. Hands are forced behind the back. Cuffs snap shut. Breathing is heavy, not from exertion alone, but from adrenaline still flooding the system. The officer mutters quietly, "That was stupid, but it's all right." That single sentence says everything, because this could have ended differently. A hidden weapon, a sudden turn, a hand reaching into that backpack. Body cam footage doesn't show what almost happened, but officers feel it every time. And this is only the first encounter, because what makes Wisconsin's body cam footage stand out is how quickly situations transform, from routine to uncontrollable to unforgettable. What comes next isn't a pursuit, it's a confrontation where words fail, emotions explode, and no one, officer or civilian, seems fully grounded in reality. In just minutes, officers went from traffic monitoring to sprinting through alleys, tracking unknown suspects, and making split-second decisions with permanent consequences. And that was only the beginning. What happens next isn't fast. There's no chase, no screeching tires, no spike strips tearing rubber apart. Instead, it's slower, and in some ways, far more disturbing. The call comes in as a familiar one. Disorderly patron, local bar, verbal confrontation. The kind of call officers respond to every weekend in Wisconsin. No weapons reported, no injuries confirmed, just someone who won't leave. On paper, it's nothing. On body cam, it becomes unforgettable. When officers arrive, the woman is already talking, not answering questions, talking. Her words spill out faster than anyone can interrupt. She's angry, she's emotional, she's convinced something unjust has happened, and she wants everyone to hear about it. "I didn't do anything wrong. They're treating me like this because of who I am." Officers stay calm, measured. They've seen this before, or at least, they think they have. At first, she says she was just sitting at the bar. Then she says someone provoked her. Then she says the bar staff are lying. Then it becomes something else entirely. "This town has been against me for years. My life was ruined because of something that happened before." None of it connects to what officers are actually there for, and that's when the shift happens. This is no longer about a bar, this is about control. She steps closer, points, gestures wildly. Her voice rises, then cracks, then hardens again. Officers back up slightly, not out of fear, but strategy. Distance matters, because unpredictability is dangerous. An officer tries to slow things down. "Ma'am, we just need you to leave for tonight. It's a chance. A clean exit, no charges, no arrest. Just go home." She refuses. She pushes past someone. Not hard, but deliberate. And it happens right in front of officers. That's it. That's the line. The shift is immediate. Tone changes. Commands become direct. "You're being detained." Her reaction is explosive. "Are you serious right now? This is discrimination. I did nothing." The crowd watches. Phones come out. And suddenly, this isn't just a police interaction. It's a public spectacle. She doesn't swing. She doesn't run. She does something harder to deal with. She refuses to cooperate, won't walk, won't sit, won't enter the squad car. Her body goes limp, dead weight. Officers don't want to force her. You can hear it in their voices. "Please walk. We don't want to carry you." But she won't. And every second this drags on, the risk increases. For her, for them, for everyone watching. Even once she's inside the vehicle, it doesn't end. She screams, cries, accuses. "You're hurting me. This is wrong." The camera keeps rolling, because body cams don't stop when emotions peak. They record everything. No weapons were drawn, no punches thrown. And yet, this situation was just as volatile as the chase earlier, because emotional instability is unpredictable, and officers have no way of knowing where it will go next. What's unsettling isn't just the arrest, it's how quickly a minor disturbance turned into a full psychological breakdown. And what's even more disturbing is that the next encounter escalates in the opposite direction. No talking, no arguing, just a suspect who decides running and hiding is the better option. 2 calls, 2 completely different threats, one physical, one psychological thing, and neither ended quietly. The call doesn't come in as urgent, at least not at first. A vehicle slows, stops awkwardly, then sits there, engine running, brake lights glowing. Officers hold positions. Everyone waits for the next move. That hesitation is the warning. Without warning, the vehicle surges forward. The radio lights up instantly. Speeds climb fast. 50, 60, 70. Traffic thickens. The driver weaves through lanes with no signal, no concern, and no intention of stopping. Officers don't chase blindly, they coordinate. Positions, intersections, sticks staged ahead. This isn't panic, it's controlled urgency. The vehicle slows again. For a moment, it looks like compliance. Then the tires spin. The car lunges forward, straight into the spike strips. This time, there's no debate. The tires fail. Smoke pours out. The vehicle jerks to the side and slams into a building. Before officers can even stop rolling, doors burst open. 3 suspects scatter, different directions, different speeds, and suddenly, the night becomes a maze. One suspect disappears between houses, over fences, through yards, into shadows where porch lights don't reach. Officers follow, cautiously now, because this is where ambushes happen. The radio chatter fades, footsteps slow, flashlights sweep left, right, left again. Then a sound, a rustle near a garbage bin, a whisper of movement. "Get your hands up, face away from me." The beam locks onto a figure crouched behind trash cans. Hands aren't visible. The suspect doesn't respond. Seconds stretch. This is the most dangerous moment of any foot pursuit, because hesitation can mean a weapon. A handler steps forward. The dog strains at the leash. "You're going to get bit." Still no movement. Finally, hands emerge, slowly, trembling. The suspect drops to their knees. Officers move in fast. Cuffs click. The tension releases, but only slightly, because they still don't know who else ran. As the suspect walks back toward the street, officers scan rooftops, alleys, and darkened windows. Adrenaline doesn't shut off instantly. Everyone stays alert, because too many times the second suspect doubles back. No shots fired, no injuries. And yet, it's one of the most dangerous scenarios officers face. A fleeing suspect in residential darkness. No visibility, no idea if they're armed, no idea who's watching. Body cam captures it all. Every command, every pause, every breath held too long. And if that wasn't enough, the next encounter proves something terrifying. Sometimes suspects don't run. Sometimes they jump. 3 encounters so far. 3 completely different kinds of danger. And the intensity only keeps rising. There's a moment in every chase where officers realize something is wrong. Not loud wrong, not chaotic wrong, quite wrong. The kind that makes everyone slow down. It starts with a report that sounds simple enough. A homeowner hears a noise upstairs, footsteps where no one should be, movement in an attic, nothing dramatic. But officers know better. Attics aren't random hiding spots. They're chosen, because once someone climbs up there, escape options disappear, and desperation takes over. Officers arrive and begin clearing the house. Everything looks normal, until they notice it. A broken window, high above the ground, too high for a casual exit, too deliberate to be accidental. Someone didn't walk out, they jumped. Then it hits them. The suspect didn't flee the house. He fled through the air, from a roof, at night, into darkness. Officers move outside. Flashlights sweep rooftops, and then they see it. Scuff marks, bent gutters, a disturbed patch of ground below. The math becomes obvious. This wasn't a clean landing. They find him minutes later, not running, not fighting, curled up in an attic space of a neighboring house, breathing hard, trying not to move, because moving hurts. When officers order him down, the truth comes out. He can't stand. He can't put weight on one leg. Every shift of his body triggers a groan he can't suppress. Adrenaline got him off the roof. Gravity collected the payment afterward. EMTs arrive. They don't rush. They don't joke. They examine the leg once and stop. Compound fracture, the kind that doesn't need confirmation, the kind you feel before anyone says it out loud. Even now, injured, bleeding, barely conscious, the suspect keeps talking, explaining, deflecting, justifying, as if words might undo gravity. Officers don't gloat, they don't lecture, they list facts: trespassing, burglary, probation violation, narcotics possession. Each charge lands heavier than the last, and the suspect finally realizes something. Jumping didn't save him. It only made everything worse. He insists he can hop. He can't. They carry him instead, out of the attic, down the stairs, into an ambulance, handcuffs still on, because injuries don't erase accountability. This isn't a chase fueled by speed. It's fueled by fear. The fear of being caught, the fear of consequences, the fear that makes people leap from rooftops without thinking about the landing. Bodycam captures the full arc, the escape, the fall, the aftermath, and the moment realization sets in, too late. But believe it or not, this isn't the most reckless decision in the video, because the next encounter proves something even more disturbing. Sometimes suspects don't run from the police. They run toward traffic. 4 encounters down. Each one is more dangerous than the last. By now, officers have seen everything. High-speed pursuits, foot chases, suspects hiding in attics and bushes, but nothing spikes adrenaline faster than one phrase over the radio: wrong lane. The vehicle doesn't just flee, it crosses the center line. Head-on traffic, no barriers, no shoulder, no margin for error. Oncoming headlights explode into view, one after another. Every second becomes a gamble, not just for officers, for everyone on the road. Dispatch updates stack fast. Speeds rising, traffic medium to heavy, driver refusing to correct lanes. Officers pull back slightly. This isn't about catching someone fast. It's about not killing an innocent driver. From the body cam angle, one thing becomes clear. This isn't panic anymore. It's commitment. The driver doesn't flinch, doesn't brake, doesn't swerve back. They choose the wrong lane, again and again. Cars slam brakes, horns blare. One vehicle swerves onto the shoulder just in time. Another misses by inches. If a single driver hesitates, even for a fraction, this turns into a fatal collision, and everyone knows it. Command weighs options: continue pursuit and risk civilian lives, or disengage and let a dangerous driver disappear. Then the suspect makes the decision for them. A tire blows, smoke trails behind the vehicle, control slips, the car fishtails violently before slamming into a curb and spinning to a stop. Silence, then doors fly open. The driver bails, straight into traffic lanes. No awareness, no caution, just movement. Officers shout commands as vehicles screech to a halt. This is the most chaotic kind of foot chase. No perimeter, no clear direction, just bodies and momentum. The suspect stumbles. Exhaustion finally catches up. Officers close in. Cuffs go on, and only then does the danger fade. Officers look back at the roadway. Skid marks, stopped traffic, drivers sitting frozen behind wheels. No one speaks for a moment, because everyone knows the truth. This could have ended very differently. Most pursuits are about evasion. This one was about recklessness without regard for life. Wrong lane chases aren't dramatic. They're terrifying, because they turn normal people into unintended targets, and bodycam shows how close the disaster really was. And just when it seems like the chaos has peaked, the final encounter proves something unsettling. Sometimes the most unpredictable threat isn't a suspect running, it's a suspect who refuses to move at all. 5 encounters, 5 completely different kinds of danger, and the last one leaves officers facing a situation no training manual fully prepares you for. By this point, everyone is running on fumes. Multiple calls, multiple arrests, multiple moments where things could have gone very wrong. And now, instead of sirens and speed, there's yelling. It's a bar, crowded, loud, emotional. No weapons visible, no fleeing suspect, just people. And that's what makes this encounter dangerous, because unpredictability doesn't always come from violence. Sometimes it comes from emotion that refuses to calm down. One woman dominates the space. She talks fast, interrupts constantly, accuses everyone around her of targeting her. She claims discrimination, claims connections, claims authority. None of it changes what officers see: disorder, escalation, refusal to comply. Officers don't rush, they give space, they repeat instructions calmly. But the body cam captures something important. Every attempt to de-escalate is met with more resistance, more volume, more accusations, more chaos. This isn't confusing, it's defiance. People start watching, phones come out, voices overlap. This is where situations explode. One wrong move, one misunderstood command, and the crowd turns hostile. Officers know this. That's why they slow everything down. The decision is made quietly. Not announced, not dramatic, just a shift in posture. When officers move to place her under arrest, the resistance begins immediately. She refuses to walk, refuses to sit, refuses to cooperate. Every command is ignored. This isn't a violent fight, it's worse. Dead weight, verbal resistance, physical non-compliance. Officers have to carry her to the squad car. Every step is harder than it should be, and the body cam captures the exhaustion in their voices. The door opens. She refuses to get in. They warn her again and again. Finally, she's placed inside. The door closes. The noise drops instantly, and for the first time in hours, there's quiet. No cheering, no relief, just officers standing there, catching their breath. Another situation resolved. Another reminder that not every dangerous encounter involves speed or weapons. Some involve people who refuse to let go of control. This wasn't about chasing someone down. It was about preventing chaos in a public place. Bodycam doesn't just show action, it shows restraint, patience, and the thin line officers walk between enforcement and escalation. 6 encounters, 6 completely different threats: high-speed chases, wrong lane driving, foot pursuits, rooftop jumps, hidden suspects, public confrontations, all captured through one lens, the body cam. And what it shows isn't just criminals making bad decisions. It shows how fast normal moments turn into life-altering ones. One choice, 1 second, one wrong move, that's all it takes. The most unsettling part? Every person in this video woke up that day thinking it would be normal. None of them expected to be on camera. None of them expected their worst moment to be recorded forever. And yet, here they are.